Once upon a time, there was a kingdom
full of happiness.
full of
And in that
happiness.
kingdom,
And in that
lived
kingdom
a king and a
lived a
queen
king and
that
a
had
queen
only one wish.
that had only one
And
wish.
that one wish was
And
to
that
have
one
a
wish
child.
was to have a child.
The king and the queen were
The
very
king and the
kind
queen
people.
were
So they knew
very
in their
kind
hearts
people.
that one day
So they knew
their
in their
wish would
hearts
come true.
that one day
And one day,
their wish
soon enough,
will
their
come
wish
true.
came true.
And then one day their wish came true.
They were blessed with a baby girl.
They were blessed with a
Because
baby
she was as
girl.
bright as the sun
And because she
that
was
lighted
as
up the
bright
day,
as the sun,
they named the little princess
they named their little
Sunshine.
princess
The king and the
Sunshine.
queen decided to have a big ball to
The king and
celebrate
the
their
queen
joy
decided to
and
have a
birth
big
of
ball
sunshine.
to celebrate the joy of having sunshine.
Everyone was invited, even the
Everyone
fairies living in
was
the mystery
invited,
forest.
even
But
the
the king and the
fairies of the
queen made a
forest.
big
But the
mistake.
king and the
They
queen
forgot to invite
made a big
one fairy
mistake.
in particular.
They forgot to
Everyone from
invite
all
one
around the
fairy in
kingdom and the
particular.
kings and queens from the neighboring kingdoms
Then the kings and
presented their
queens
gifts and best
and
wishes
everyone
to
in the kingdom
Sunshine.
presented
And
their
last but
gifts
not
to
least,
Sunshine.
it was time for the 12 fairies.
And last
The
but not
fairies
least,
gave
the
incredibly
fairies were
unique
the last
presents
ones
to
to
Sunshine.
give their gifts to
With their
Sunshine.
magic wands, they
And with
gifted
their
Sunshine
magic wands,
with
they
anything she
gifted
could want in the
Sunshine with
world.
everything she could
In
want
the
in
end,
the world.
only 3 fairies
And in
remained
the
to
end,
give their
only
presents.
3
And they
fairies
also
remained to
gave
give their
wonderful
presents.
presents to Sunshine.
And they gave
Beauty of the
some
world be
beautiful
with you
presents to
at all
Sunshine.
times.
May the beauty of the world be with you
Temu se
at
volvió
all
completamente loco
times.
esta vez. El nuevo Nintendo Switch 2 ya está disponible y para enviar...
Beauty of the world be with you at all times. Little princess,
Little
my
princess,
gift is
my
eternal
gift,
happiness. May you never be
It's a
sad
word of
and always
happiness.
happy.
May you never be sad and always happy.
Just as the last fairy
Just
was
as
going
the
to
last
present
fairy
her
was
gift,
going to present her
something
gift,
very unexpected
something very
happened.
unexpected
The whole
happened.
ballroom was suddenly
The whole
covered in
ballroom
green
was
smoke.
set and covered in green smoke.
And when the smoke was gone,
And when the
a
smoke
black
was
fairy
gone,
appeared.
a black fairy appeared.
The king asked who this fairy was.
The king asked who
crushing
this fairy
beautiful
was,
ceremony.
crushing this
The other
beautiful
fairies
ceremony.
immediately recognized her. It
And the
was the
fairies
evil-hearted
immediately
black fairy.
recognized it.
So, I see that everyone is
So,
invited.
I
All
see
the
that
people
everyone
in the
is
kingdom.
invited.
Your friends,
Everyone in the
kings,
kingdom.
queens,
Your
and
friends,
the fairies.
kings, queens,
But
and the
unfortunately,
fairies.
I was
But
not invited.
unfortunately, I
The
was
king
not invited.
apologized for their unpolite
The king
behavior.
apologized
Well, I will not leave
for
this
his
beautiful little
mistake.
princess without a truly
I will
unique
not leave
gift
this
of mine.
beautiful little princess with a gift of mine.
The most beautiful
The most
princess
beautiful
will grow
princess
surrounded with happiness,
Will grow
love, and
surrounded with
admiration.
happiness,
But
love, and admiration. But
on her 16th birthday,
on her 16th
just
birthday,
before sunset,
just
she will
before
poke
sunset,
herself with a needle
she will
and
poke
she'll be
herself
gone
with a needle,
forever.
and she'll be
That
gone
monster,
forever.
yelled out the king.
She's a monster,
But the
yelled
black
the
fairy
king.
disappeared with her
But then the
evil
black
laughter.
fairy disappeared with the evil laughter. Evil laughter.
It was the last fairy's turn
It was
to
the
give her
last
gift.
fairy's
She was not as powerful as the
that-
black fairy, but she wished for something which could at least. It was the last fairy's turn to give her gift. She was
It
not
was
as
the last
powerful as the
fairy's
black
turn to
fairy,
give
but she
their
wished
gift.
for something which could at least lighten up the bad
She
curse.
was not as
I
powerful as the
cannot
black
prevent the
fairy, but
curse,
she wished
but I can affect the
something
outcome. May you not die when
that
the curse
made
unfolds,
the
but go in a
outcome
deep sleep
less
and wake up with a
deep.
kiss of true love. My gift to you. At the curse, but I can affect the outcome.
I
May
can
you not
affect the
die when the
outcome
curse
of the
unfolds,
curse.
but go in a deep sleep and wake
You
up with a
won't
kiss
die,
of
but
true
you will
love.
go in a deep
My
sleep
gift to
and
you.
will be woken up by the
The
kiss of
king,
your true
with the
love.
attempt to prevent this bad curse from happening, ordered every needle,
And the
sewing
king
machine, or
ordered
anything that
every
even
needle in
resembled
the
a needle
king
to be
to-
collected
in,
and burned
in the
in the
kingdom
courtyard of
to
the
be
castle.
burnt and keep under the castle.
With the gifts of the fairies, Princess
gifts of the
Sunshine grew as a
fairies,
beautiful and
Princess
kind
Sunshine
child that
grew as a
everybody
beautiful
loved.
child that everybody
One
loved.
day, her dad, the king,
One day, her
ordered
dad,
the
the
three
king,
fairies to take care
ordered the
and
three
guard
fairies to
Sunshine, which
take
has
care of
proven to be a
her.
rather difficult task for them. Because Sunshine was not going to be in touch with anyone but the three
And this
fairies.
task was very
Sunshine
difficult to
grew
the
up
fairies
to be a
because
very
Sunshine
beautiful
wasn't
young
going to
girl
be in
with
touch
her
with
guardian
anyone
fairies.
else. She grew into a
Finally,
beautiful
the day
girl.
arrived. It was the 16th birthday of Princess
And
Sunshine.
then one day,
it
her
was only
16th
until the
birthday
sunset
arrived.
before Black Fairy's curse was going to unfold. The king and the queen. Finally, the day arrived. It was the 16th birthday of Princess Sunshine. It was only until the
It
sunset
was only
before
until
Black
the
Fairy's curse
sunset
was going to
before the Black
unfold.
Fairy
The king
curse
and the queen did
unfolded.
everything they
The
could
king
to
and the
prevent the
queen did
curse from
everything to
happening, but they
prevent
still
the
worried
curse
that
from
it would
happening.
happen anyway.
But they knew that it would
They
happen
locked up
anyway.
the beautiful princess in a
They
room
locked
in
up
order
the
to
beautiful
protect her.
princess in a
But
room to
having no
protect
idea
her.
what was going on,
But they
Sunshine
had
was
no
not
idea of
pleased
what was
with
going on.
being locked
Sunshine
up.
was not pleased
Suddenly,
of
a
being
door
locked.
appeared in the wall.
Suddenly,
Sunshine
a
was
door appeared
mesmerized
in
by
the
this
wall of the
door
room,
she had never seen before.
and she heard
weird noises
she
coming
heard
from
noises
behind the
coming
door.
from the other side of the door.
Curious and unaware
She
of
was
what was going
curious
to
and
happen,
unaware of what was
she
going to happen.
entered the door.
She opened the door and entered the room.
In the room she entered, there was a woman
In there,
sewing with
there
her
was a
back turned to
woman
the door.
sewing,
And Sunshine
and
walked
Sunshine
spellbound
walked
towards the
spelled
sewing
out
machine.
towards the sewing machine.
Just as the sun was setting,
Just
the
as the
Black
sun
Fairy's
was
curse
setting,
unfolded,
the
and
Black
Sunshine reached out to the needle.
Black Fairy
And at
curse
that moment,
unfolded,
it happened.
and
With only a
Sunshine
touch of the needle, she fell
and
down and
Sunshine
dozed in her.
both
The Black Fairy's curse unfolded, and Sunshine
both
reached out to the needle.
reached
And
out
at
to
that
the needle
moment, it
and poked her
happened.
finger.
With only a touch of the needle, she
And with
fell
only
down
a
and
touch of
dozed
the
in her
needle,
eternal sleep.
Sunshine fell, and the woman in the room turned into the Black Fairy.
And there it was.
And there
At
it was.
sunset, Black
At
Fairy's spell
sunset,
was
Black
cast
Fairy's
on
spell
Sunshine's
was
16th birthday.
casted over
They dressed
Sunshine
her
on
up
her
with the
16th
most
birthday.
beautiful outfit
They
and
dressed
put her on a bed
they
of
dressed
flowers.
her on the most
So
beautiful
started the
outfit.
days where Sunshine would be known as the Sleeping Beauty. The king and the queen
Then
wanted to
the days
stop the
passed
pain,
and Sunshine
so they
was
decided to
going
put
to be known
everyone
as
in
the
the
Sleeping
castle
Beauty.
to sleep until the time the princess wakes up. Beauty. The king and the queen
The
wanted
king
to
and the
stop the
queen
pain,
wanted
so
to
they
stop the
decided to
pain.
put everyone in
So
the
they
castle
decided
to
to put
sleep
everyone in the
until
castle
the
to
time
sleep
the princess
until
wakes
the
up.
time the princess wakes up.
Trato hecho, problema
100 years passed.
100 years passed.
One day, a handsome
One
prince
day,
was
a
passing
handsome
nearby,
prince
and he saw the
was
castle
passing by
covered
and
with
saw
thorn
the
bushes
castle
and ivy.
covered in bushes.
His men told the stories
His
about the
men
castle
told the
and
stories
Sleeping
about the
Beauty.
castle and Sleeping
It
Beauty.
really excited the prince.
It really
so he
excited the
decided
prince,
to go
so
in the
he
castle.
decided to go in the castle.
The bushes were too
The
thick,
bushes
and the thorns
were
made it
too
almost
thick.
impossible to go over.
And the,
So he drew his sword and
and
started
the roof
opening
made
his
almost
way by
impossible to
cutting
go
up the
through.
bushes.
So he
Cutting
made
his
his
way
way
through,
through,
he
cutting
finally
all
came to
the
the door,
all
and he
the
saw two
bushes.
guards at the door, sleeping.
Then he saw
He
two
opened
guards
the
at the door
and
sleeping.
was stunned by the
He
view.
opened the door and
There were
was stunned
people
by
on
the
the
view.
floor everywhere he
There
could
were
see.
people on the
He
floor
started to walk
everywhere.
around the castle, and he
He
came
started
to the
to walk
king's room.
around the castle
The king and the queen also were
and
sleeping on their
also
sofa.
saw the king
Then
and the
he
queen
saw a room
sleeping
with a
in their
half-open door.
sofas.
He entered.
And then
This
he
was
entered
the
a room
where the Sleeping Beauty
where
was
the
sleeping
Sleeping
on a
Beauty was
beautiful bed of
sleeping.
flowers.
On a beautiful
The
bed of
prince came
flowers.
next to the bed, looked at the beautiful princess,
He kneeled next to
and
the
leaned
bed,
over to her
looked
ear.
over at the beautiful
You're the famous
princess
Sleeping Beauty.
and said,
You're
"You're the
so
famous
beautiful."
Sleeping Beauty. You're so
Whispered the
beautiful."
prince, feeling overwhelmed with
And
love.
then the prince,
He kissed her
feeling
on her forehead.
overwhelmed,
At that
kissed
moment, she opened
kissed
her
her
eyes
on
and
their
saw the
forehead.
handsome prince
And
looking
then
at
the
her.
Sleeping Beauty opened
With
her
her
eyes
awakening,
and looked at her.
everyone in the castle woke up from their 100 years of sleep.
And then
The king
everyone in
and
the
queen
town woke
were in
up
a
from the
great
sleep of
shock.
100
They
years.
woke up and ran to Sunshine's room to see what was
Then
going
the king
on.
and the queen
And
woke
when they
up
saw their
and went
beautiful
running
daughter
to Sunshine
awake, they were full
to
of
hug
joy
her
and
beautiful
happiness.
daughter.
The prince asked the Sleeping Beauty to marry. They woke up and ran to Sunshine's room to see what was going on. And when they saw their beautiful daughter awake, they were full of joy and happiness.
When they
prince
saw her
asked the
beautiful
Sleeping
daughter
Beauty to
awake,
marry
they
him.
were overjoyed.
The princess smiled at
Then
him
the princess
and accepted his
asked
proposal.
her, asked
And
Sunshine
the king,
to
of
marry.
course, gave his blessing to the prince who saved his daughter, and his prince asked the Sleeping Beauty to marry him. The princess smiled at him and
The princess
accepted
smiled
his
at him
proposal.
and accepted
And the king,
his
of
proposal.
course, gave his
And the
blessing
king,
to
of
the
course,
prince who saved his
gave
daughter
his blessing
and
to
his
the
kingdom.
princess and the
They had
prince.
the most beautiful
Then the
ceremony
kingdom has the
anyone
most
had
beautiful
ever seen,
ceremony
and they all lived
the world
happily
have ever
ever
seen.
after.
And then they lived happily ever after.
Adi se baba.